after. 7-3. 1-2. No. 9-3. I'm God, I love men.
What?
Want me to give you the Rinnegan? Want me to show you true pain? Ball!
Hey, carry.
Bro, you ran to the hoop. Oh.
You can't do that.
My son Jaden and I, we do have a lot in common. He loves sports. I used to love sports as a kid. My main sport was always basketball. I just wish I was a little taller so I could be able to dunk. But, you know, at least I get to teach my son the little things that I learned from Bush Club. The reason why I actually bring him to this park here, as a kid, you know, when I was 13, 14 years old, you know, I used to come here and play with my friends from school. I'll be here for hours, you know, shooting hoops. I did have good friends, you know, in school and stuff like that. It's just, you know, it brings a lot of memories.
Pick him up and throw it.
If that's what you could do, do it. By all means necessary.
Good one.
Y Michael se fue.
In the computer.
I was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Our father was never really around. My brother and I, we stayed with our grandmother for a few years until I was around 10 years old. Our grandmother actually had to come to the United States, so we actually had to stay with our aunt. For about 2 years, we stayed with her. Our mother then picked us up and brought us to the U.S. We had to basically move from place to place, from hand to hand. You know, it's just one thing that I never got to process.
No, she's not.
Since I was a kid, I always wanted to have my own clothing line. So I started doing my little research and I went on YouTube and I found out how to actually make shirts. I bought myself a heat press and I bought myself a vinyl cutter. You know, I just started doing my own little thing here and there. I'm showing you guys. So now all we're gonna do is just line this up here. It's pretty easy for me to do it. I mean, I've done it plenty of times, so I know where the middle is. Before I used to use a ruler. I don't have to do it anymore. But this is the only part that I actually don't like about, you know, the service that I provide to some people. You know, when I have to put a picture of a friend or a family member. You know, this one right here was one of the hardest for me because, you know, I had to make 100+ shirts, and he was very close to me. You know, he was a very good friend of mine, and I actually had to sit down, you know, every time. You know, when I was like maybe 10 or 15 shirts on, you know, it's just, I don't know, it was very. It was very not okay for me that day when I had to do that. But I had to do it for the family and friends. So here you go. My son is everything to me. One thing that I actually promised myself when my son was born is that I will never harm this creature. And you know what? Not intentionally, I actually did harm them. It's a feeling that I don't want anyone to ever go through. That day that the police went to my house and kicked down the door, and my son seeing me getting handcuffed, just those tears that came out of his eyes, that actually like it broke me a lot, you know what I mean? And it tore me apart. And I made a call to my mom. My son was with my mom at that point, and I told him, don't worry, baby, Papi's okay. I'll be home soon. Just for me to hear him cry, it took me to like another level. Like I wanted to just get out of there. When I came out, my first thing that came to mind was I'm just gonna try to change everything around. I'm gonna do a 360 just so my son doesn't have to witness any of that ever again.
We should like do this on the daily. Just go outside and just play ball.
Yeah, just getting balls out.
Oh my god, it's thick. I can't even walk. Back and web.
Stop!
Hey, stop it.
That's why I stopped. Michael, you know how the 360 view and you just need that, right?
Yo, Jaden! Oh god!
One thing that I've learned from my past is that
Ganti, is this your food?
I gotta stop blaming other people for my
I don't even think
actions.
it's food anymore, bro.
I actually started taking full responsibility for my actions. And I've been trying my best to change the way I look at the world. Find different ways to build a different road. Not just for my future, but also for my kids' future. My son means everything to me. And I will do anything I need to do to just make sure that he has a better life. His future starts with me. My decisions. The way I carry myself. To him, I'm his idol, his superhero. But I'm going to tell you one thing, though. I do feel every day, like the energy that I get to wake up and just go to work and know that my son is okay.
Move on, Reggie, move on.
I think there's nothing else that could actually pay for that. You know what I mean? Like, I just love that so much. You know what I mean? Just to like wake up and get him ready, bring him to school. You know what I mean? That's just a great feeling. There's nothing else that could buy that at all. I will never trade that for anything. Like my mom used to say back in the days to me, she used to say, "You're the light of my eyes."
Good one.
I didn't understand what she meant, you know what I mean? But obviously now I do understand. There's nothing in the world that can replace that feeling that you feel for your kid.
8-3.
Hey!
Oh, get the fuck off the court right now. No, I'm joking.
Come on, go. It's all you, Jenny. It's all you. Bring it up.
Nah, you're a dickhead, bro. You're a dickhead, bro.